Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is a lap guide for the new lap time challenge taking place at Mount Panorama with any Group 3 car, and for this video I'll be using the BMW M6 Endurance model. So to access this lap time challenge, going over to sport mode, so make sure you have menu book number 9 completed. Go ahead and click on online time trial and click on the event that is on the left. So this is a 2-week event ending at the end of February 21st, 2024, where your goal is to get within the 3% time range of the world record time when the event ends, as that is when your lap time gets counted. BOP is turned on, but no, you cannot tune your car, and we are on the racing soft tires. Now, the top car for this event is the Genesis X, but I'm not a big fan of how it drives. I'm a bit more familiar with how the BMW drives, so I went ahead and picked that car instead. If you want to see my replay in game, here are my tags, so you can look them up in game if you want to access them. I'll also leave a link to the replay in the description down below. Same goes with the livery. Shout out to Rush Racing for the Zentrea livery. But now let's get started with the lap guide, where when it comes to the M6, you want to be careful with your throttle input because this car gets pretty squirrely. So you have to keep that in mind as you're going through the turns to make sure that the car stays well behaved. So for turn number 1, you're braking right after the 100 meter board, so around the 75 meter mark before the pit building on the left ends. Full braking power for a short while, turning in just as you pass the 50 meter board. You will briefly go down to first gear for more rotation, but exit on second gear, slowly easing off of the brakes as you're turning in. So doing a bit of trail braking and just carefully get on the throttle to make sure that the car stays well behaved. Eventually, you're going to make your way towards the left side of the track, and your next braking point is a little bit after the 100 meter board. So you're looking for this path that is on the left. That is your next braking point. So you're braking right before the path on the left ends. Full braking power, going on to second gear for more rotation, but you're exiting on third gear. You're turning in before you pass those track marshals on the left. And as you get on the throttle, just be nice and careful getting back on the throttle. Avoid the curves on the right as they can spin you out. Now, this is where it starts to get tricky because as you go through this left turn, you're going to lift off of the throttle so the car can turn in a bit more. But as soon as you get really close to this wall that is on the left, that is where you start to apply the brakes. You'll be doing quite a bit of trail braking, and you're actually going to go a little bit wide into the cutting and then bringing yourself back in. That way you get a better exit out of turn number 4. And here you just want to be a little careful with how much you're turning in. It is possible to spin out if you turn in too much. Now you're going to turn in when you pass this happy little tree that is on the left. Go up to 4th gear and do a really quick lift off of throttle, just like that. Very quick lift, just to let the car turn in just a little bit more, and so that you don't end up hitting the walls. Now for this left turn coming up, you want to do a quick lift off of throttle again. You can see just lifting off the throttle just a little bit. Same thing goes with this corner over here, and actually you're turning in when the curb on the right is just about to start. Lifting off of throttle so the car can turn in a bit more, and just really playing with those track and wall limits. Now this is where the scary part starts because you're braking right before you go under the Audi R8 sign, so full braking power for a really brief moment. Doing quite a bit of trail braking, trying to maintain the momentum as you're going down the hill. Then brake, fully brake as the curb on the left ends, and you're going to hug the right side of the wall. Going on to second gear for more rotation, but exit on third gear, and be really careful about the dipper over here. You don't want to be too far to the left as you'll end up hitting the wall, and you want to be careful about this curb on the right because that curb can spin you out. Ask me how I know about that. But anyways, for this right turn, you're going to brake right as you're starting to make the right turn, and you're going to do a bit of trail braking. Hug the right side of the track because when the wall on the right goes from black to blue, that's where you use all of your braking power, and you go down to first gear for more rotation, but exit on second gear. And especially in the M6, just be really careful getting back on the throttle, because it's really easy to be impatient on the throttle and end up hitting the walls. So it's all about knowing how much throttle input you can really use to maximize your exit while making sure that the car stays well behaved. Now for the chase, you're braking right as you pass the 150 meter board. You're gonna use all of your braking power, turn in just as you pass the 50 meter board, go down to second gear for more rotation, back up to third gear as you exit that chicane, and just be careful getting back on the throttle. And for the final turn, brake right as you pass the 100 meter board, or right after you pass the 100 meter board. Gonna go all the way down to first gear for more rotation, then go back up to second gear as you exit the final turn, nice and careful getting back on the throttle, and go ahead and finish your lap. We'll go through this again, but this time I will not stop the video. Alright, so here we go again, this time not stopping the video. Gonna brake at around the 75 meter mark, full braking power, go down to first gear for more rotation, but exit on second gear, nice and careful getting back on the throttle. You can see right there, just the M6 is wanting to step out right there. You gotta be really careful with your throttle input for this car, even on the racing soft tires. Gonna brake right before the path on the left ends, just after the 100 meter board, go down to second gear for more rotation, back up to third gear, exiting turn number 2. Gonna lift off our throttle going into this turn right here, but then go on the brakes, go down to first gear for more rotation, back up to second gear, nice and careful getting back on the throttle. Use the happy little tree on the left as the turning point, quick lift off our throttle to let the car turn in a bit more. Go up to fifth gear, a little bit of lifting off our throttle. Same story for this left turn right here, a little bit of lifting off our throttle. Brake right before going under the Audi R8 sign, trying to maintain as much momentum as possible. Hug the right wall, go up to third gear, nice and careful getting back on the throttle. Then go ahead and brake as you're making the right turn. Brake when the wall on the right turns blue, go down to first gear, back up to second gear, nice and careful getting back on the throttle. The forest elbow is where the M6 really likes to spin around. And go ahead and take a nice little breather as you're getting ready to enter the chase. Rev the heck out of fifth gear and go ahead and go up to sixth gear. Bring yourself towards the right side of the track. Brake right as you pass the 150 meter board. Turn in at the 50 meter board. Go ahead and give the apex a kiss on the forehead. Bring yourself towards the right side of the track for the final corner. Brake right after the 100 meter board. Go down to first gear for more rotation, but exit on second gear. Keep it nice and steady right there. Go ahead and finish your lap, and just barely joining the under 2 minute club, because oh my goodness, yeah, this is it's a fun combination, but it's also a pretty tough one. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on it right there. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. If you like the video, you can press the like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. But that's all for me. This is Mr. MCA, and I'll see you in the next video.